my bacon pieces, etc., plus the fat. I'm still going to dump it all in here because what I'm going to do is I'm going to double strain it. Guys, so what I'm doing right now, you guys can see me, I am cooking some bacon. What the hell are you cooking bacon on a whiskey channel? Well, because I'm going to fat wash some whiskey with bacon fat. So, oh damn. And clearly, I'm struggling. But the whole goal is to make sure we collect the fat. So I'm going to do about 5 to 6 strips. Let these things simmer. And mind you, these can actually be used as a garnish if you need be for a bacon fat washed old fashioned. So stay tuned, people. Keep it whiskey. I'm going to walk you through a fat washing process. But step 1, cook you anywhere from 5 to 6 strips of bacon. Then we're going to, of course, make sure we keep the fat. And I'll show you here in the next part what we're going to do in terms of infusing it with the bourbon, how long we need to let it set. Do you do it, room temp, or do you freeze it? There's a lot of different variations, but let me just put it like this. I've tried one variation, I'm going to do another, and I'll share with you my experiences on both momentarily. So right now, I'm cooking the bacon first, getting the bacon fat. You can use the bacon fat or the bacon for a garnish, or you can just eat it. Have some breakfast. Do whatever you want with the bacon itself, but the bacon fat is what we need right now, so we can do a bacon fat washed old fashioned. I'll show you here in the next part how we're going to leverage it, how we're going to set it, and then what the finished product will look like. And then we'll even have Jimmy G talk about even the bourbon that we're going to infuse it with, so you guys can learn about that as well too. Stay tuned, people. As always, keep it whiskey. Alright, people, so the bacon's fishing up. Now mind you, you can choose what bacon whatever you want to use. I'm using a natural hickory smoked thick sliced bacon, and honestly, it's the great value version, so it ain't nothing special, but I'm testing something. So, got quite a bit of grease in there. I'm going to go ahead and pull off the bacon that is cooked, and I'm going to put a couple more slices down just to kind of increase the fat content, because that's exactly what you want. Is you need a lot of fat if you're going to bacon wash a bourbon. And mind you, last time I did, I don't think I had enough fat, and the other thing I also ran into was how I stored it. So I ran into some surface area issues, if that makes sense. Basically, I had a big bowl, and I'll show you real quick. This is the bowl I'm going to use today, but I might still use something a little smaller. Last time I believed I used a bowl to this magnitude, was this huge, so you can already see the difference between the two. So last time I had an issue with surface area, so only parts of the fat solidified on top. And I'll tell you which method I used, whether it was I froze it or I let it sit out at room temp and then froze it. I'll let you know that here in the next part. But the issue I ran into was surface area. So mind you, I'm going to cook a couple more slices because this is how much fat we have right now. If you guys can see, and I feel like we can use a little bit more. So I'm going to put a little bit more in there. And then we'll talk about surface area. We'll talk about which bourbon we're going to use. And I'll give you guys a slight sneak peek. Boom, boom. Shout out to Jimmy G. And then, of course, you'll see a segment where Jimmy G talks about this distillery specifically, and then why I even chose to use this distillery specifically. And I'll just be flat out, I'll tell you in the later part. But surface area matters. How you store it matters. Those are the things I'm learning. The first time I tried to use a large bowl, didn't like how it yielded, the result it yielded, because I didn't feel like it took on any of the bacon flavor or the smokiness like I intended. So I'm going to use a smaller surface area. And mind you, all this stuff is experimentation. You might want to get a mason jar, who knows. But next, we're going to use a smaller bowl to see how this plays out. So stay tuned, people. And as always, keep it whiskey. So, in this scenario, I chose to eat the bacon. Only because I'm a little hungry. I've been drinking a little bit of whiskey. I said, be something nice to coat the stomach in the meantime as I prep this. So as you guys can see, it's quite a bit. I probably should measure it out so you guys can get an idea, but let's just see what 6 pieces of bacon yields when fat washing a bacon fat washed whiskey. So I chose to eat bacon. I'm turn this off. Let that drip. Put on my designated baking plate. Mind you, when you're doing this, people, I would say maybe start this process at breakfast. And the reason why I'm saying that is so that you can turn around and enjoy you some breakfast while preparing something that's going to sit for at the very least, 24 hours. Now, mind you, I've done the 24-hour stint before. I showed you the surface area thing and how it didn't work for me as well as I wanted to last time. Using a smaller bowl this time, using a different whiskey this time. And also this time, I'm going to let it set longer. So this is going to be a one of the dogs just hit the damn camera off, that's why I shook. But it's going to be a 48-hour process at the very least now is how long I'm going to let this sit together. So let's show you the next part on how we're going to put it together. Marry it all, get it mixed up, cover it, and then just let it sit. So, as you guys saw before, we are now 48 hours post of me making a pig leg porker.
Peg leg.
Peg leg, my bad.
Yeah, peg leg because he lost his leg.
Boom. So Jimmy, as I told you guys before in the other video when I was prepping all of this, he's going to explain, peg leg porker and what they do as a distillery. But this is now 48 hours after me doing the initial bacon fat wash. So I let it set for 24 hours, room temperature, let solidify to a degree. One thing I've done when I've done previously bacon fat washing, I had a bigger bowl. There's too much surface area, so the fat couldn't necessarily solidify over it. It had little chunks here and there. Now in a smaller bowl, as you guys may be able to see, that there's a way bigger surface area.
Take that top off. Let's look at it.
Yeah, there we go. Take this top off now.
So you see how the fat rises to the top?
Yep.
And so we want to remove that from it, right?
Exactly. So I'm going to use a strainer. I'm going to pull that fat out, put it in a separate. You said we can use this, right, Jimmy?
Yeah, you can reuse this to cook with, for sure.
Boom. So yeah, so we're going to reuse it. And tell us about peg leg porker. Like, what is it?
So peg leg porker, pit master by the name of Mr. Carey, is from Nashville, Tennessee. He has a couple of restaurants. He's a world famous barbecue pit master, and he makes some incredible food.
Let me be very clear too. Me and Jimmy, we gonna get on the grill and fuck those lives up. Some people like barbecue. You got that Texas blood, plus you got a little bit of the East Coast, Georgia.
Yeah, Southeast. Yeah.
And I'm from Kansas City, where none of you fuckers, y'all come to the Kansas City Battle Royale for a reason.
And I fuck with Kansas City barbecue too. Q39. 39. I'm about to say Q39, but no. Q39.
So when we drop our shit, just stay tuned, because I repeat, we come with a vengeance, man. And I love flavor.
No, but shout out to Mr. Carey. I think this guy has put in a lot of work. He had some health issues where he lost his leg, and hence peg leg. Porker.
Look at the pig. You know, I've never seen a pig in a cast, so that'd be interesting to see him like Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
It's like this.
So he's got
Mr. Smee.
So Mr. Carey's got a half leg. What do you call that? Prosthetic.
Oh yeah.
And but man, he gets around. This guy knows whiskey. This guy knows whiskey.
Struggling, bro. Move.
And this guy knows barbecue.
There you go. Man. Jesus Christ. Jesus. He's like driving me crazy. No, fuck. You know, it's always a strong one in every bunch, people.
So do you got some cheesecloth?
Yeah. So I've already strained the fat out, and we can double strain it.
I would double strain.
There's a couple ways you can do it,
my boy.
Now, let me be very clear.
Because when you clear, it should be clear like whiskey. No cloudiness.
Yeah. Now, Jimmy showed me a video of the turkey, right?
Yeah. Remember with the self-basting cheesecloth?
Yes.
And you used it. You did it, didn't you?
Yeah, and trust me,
it worked.
Hey, that turkey. You know what's crazy? My whole life I've hated turkey. It's like this all my life I had to fight.
Until you met this white motherfucker.
Hey, this soda cracker.
This soda cracker motherfucker.
This soda cracker.
This saltine motherfucker here.
Then put me on some turkey. I said, who knew turkey had so much?
And we better make some. I got 2 turkey breasts at home. I'm about to for the Monday thing. So we having turkey again.
And turkey never gets bad.
Yeah, man. So my opinion is to do what you're doing.
Yeah, double strain it.
You see how with the clarity? Look at the clarity compared to this to that. It ain't near as cloudy in my opinion, but maybe I'm tripping. But to me, it
It's
looks
providing
clear.
more clarity because I'm even seeing some of the sediment starting to stack up
It's
here.
grabbing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
Yeah, bro, Jimmy's right.
No, Jimmy is definitely.
You could do that a
100%
couple times, bro. To be honest with you,
Oh, you definitely could.
you could do that
definitely
7, 8 times,
Tables and focus.
Yep.
and it wouldn't be a bad thing.
No, it wouldn't be.
And then boom.
And so in
That's
this
what I
case-
suggest to do. But that's
No,
just
hey,
me.
no, and I appreciate the suggestion because at the end of the day,
You see the
one thing I
clarity
love
of the-
about him is he understands flavors. Flavors is key, especially when you're even making a good cocktail.
And again,
And this
had Jimmy not said nothing, I wouldn't have had the cheesecloth there.
No, the cheesecloth is imperative.
But it
Yeah.
goes,
It's a finer grade, a mesh grade than the strainer.
but it goes back to him, like, I had a dude named Michael Miller taught me photography. He goes, you know what I hate telling you? So I hate telling you everything because you go and do it. He said, I can talk to a photographer for 8 hours, nigga don't go do one
See,
thing.
I like that. If I tell you to
If
do
you-
it, and
if
you do
he
it, and
was
you
like
know
this-
it, you trust me.
He said cheesecloth at his house. I was like, so what does it do? He showed me the video. I was like, all right, bet I'm about to order them right now. I was like, oh, they're only $15. Say what?
And you can even do it on the smoker, bro. It won't burn up.
Well, that part
Keep
of
it wet as long as you keep go every hour and spritz it. You know.
Yeah, he's right about that too. I use it in the oven and it works.
And then if you
That's
look on the
exactly-
top here, you can
same
see all the
difference.
extra sediment being caught. So look at that.
Same difference.
Look at all that stuff being caught right here and just in the cheesecloth. And mind you, I've already strained it with this. Now I'm double straining it, is what we would call it.
So essentially, we'd want to at least triple strain it. Is what I would do personally. I would do that 3 times. I would do the heavy mesh and then a couple. So make one more time
Look at
through a
that right
cheesecloth.
there. Yeah, 'cause you
it
look
looks
at-
good. It looks good though.
So do you drink this singularly, Money?
You can.
You
That's
can.
the thing. You can
So
drink
it's you can.
You can do a few different iterations. You can drink it singularly. You can put it
I
in
say
a
we
cocktail.
pour a little bit and try it.
Might as well. I mean, we have it, and I'm gonna make
Yeah, I mean,
one for
might
him
as well.
specifically.
Just try it neat and just everybody just have a sip. You know, nothing wrong with that.
Give us a feedback, Jimmy. Look, your palate's the one we trusting on this one.
Well, going back to what Tim said, it's cold. So with it being cold, it's tight. So you can't taste the flavors, but it's there. I can tell you now.
There we have it. That's the other problem. So now we gotta let this fucking whiskey get to room
You gotta let it
temperature.
sit. And then let it sit and then strain it again. Because what you'll see is the fat and stuff will start to separate again. Because understand, fat's gonna be, I don't know if it's heavier than alcohol or lighter, but either which way.
Oh shit, though! I can taste the
you
fucking
taste
bacon.
You taste it.
So mind you, hey,
But it's
I've done this before, people, and in doing this before, prior, it has not held that bacon flavor.
Now listen,
Go ahead.
this is what we need to do.
What's up?
Let it sit, strain it one more time tomorrow. I'll bring my other 8-year, and what's lacking, we add whiskey. And that's gonna give it the balance you need.
Boom. So now we have to take an extra step, people, and I'm glad we got people like here, Jimmy G.
That's gonna make it perfect.
Bring perspective. And mind you, like I said, I come from the bar space, they come from the cooking space. And man,
It's all the same.
it is to a degree because it's all flavors. It's all mashing. It's all finding
Cooking,
the
it's
good
all
balance.
concoction.
All these little
And
things.
it's days. Like Jimmy G and I make food over 3 days. Like
Oh, when he
you-
marinates something, I watch him marinate for 3 days at a time.
yeah, like
That's
I go.
the way you
Like, that's
do
a
it.
marinade.
He's like, yo, what's
That's
this?
why I was like, yo, let me at least do this for 48
Here,
hours.
I'm like, I gotta go through a process, but it's like a 3-day journey to get this thing to be like superb. Now the upside is Jimmy and I can also make you something in 20 minutes that change your life.
Yeah. I make a mean
And
grilled
likewise, I can
cheese.
still do the same thing with the drink. I can still do the same thing with the drink. But in this case,
Absolutely.
I'm glad we have people like Jimmy G around who's like, yo, let's go and do it an extra day. Because
Yeah.
I've done this at 24 hours. Now I've done it for 48 hours. Let's see what 72 hours does.
Yeah.
And then we do strain it again, and then we make a drink with it and see how much. Because like, even watching his face, like that even kind of irked me personally.
He should.
Yeah, like
No,
that, I saw that.
people, check this
I
out.
saw that.
The problem is, it's a little because we started with less than a fifth of whiskey. Okay, so
That's
the
true.
problem is that we didn't have maybe the proper balance. But what we will do is incorporate the same whiskey without all the bacon influence to balance out everything in this bottle, and it's gonna be primo.
So we're kind of turning into the whiskey blendery to a degree.
I mean, in a way, but they're not
They're
bacon
not bacon.
washing.
They're not bacon washing anything.
Yeah, and my fat ass is.
Man, appreciate you guys as always for watching. Stay tuned. Keep a whiskey, and we'll see you tomorrow when we do the next round of this.
Let's go.
Because that makes sense.
Okay.
I think like I said within balsamic onion.
So what are you seeing right now, Jimmy?
I'm seeing it's getting clearer, bro. The more you do it, look, the more you do it, the more it's catching sediment. Look at it. Look at the color, my boy.
Yeah. And there's still even more sediment in here.
And who cares if we're losing whiskey? Because give a fuck about that. We'll add whiskey to it.
Yeah.
We want the flavor and we want the clarity. That's the most important thing. Because that's going to shine through in your cocktail.
And that's the part we're looking for right there, is how do we make this thing shine?
Presentation is everything, my boy.
Boom.
Perception's reality.
And it's crazy because tonight I made like 5 strips of bacon as a garnish, and we ain't even use it tonight.
Oh, what we're gonna do when we do those?
It's like meat. Give it 20 minutes. It'll get to room temperature. I'll cut
Try it again.
Yeah, just
And make you one and try it. But understand, we got more process with this. And when you go to cook these bacons, we're gonna get the extra thick bacon. And we're gonna pepper the fuck out of it, and we're gonna lay it on the fucking pan in here and cook it over a rack. That way it stays hard. So when it's done, it's hard. So when you stick it in that glass, if you cut it in half,
Candy that shit too.
Oh, you can candy it. Well, you can put the pepper and the honey glaze or
maple syrup.
Any of it. I got whiskey maple syrup. So like these are the things.
I'm gonna tell you right now, people.
Sky's the limit when it comes to this shit.
In the restaurant industry for 15 plus years, and 8 of it I bartended. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is the first time I've really collaborated with chefs.
Well, this is a $20 drink at the bar, mind you.
100%.
Like, actually,
100%.
probably $22 because all the time it takes.
The process, everything, the ingredients included. He's not lying. He's right. There's a reason why when you go to a bar, like, yo, why is this cocktail so expensive? Because there's a process that goes into it. And they got to pay for the labor.
Yeah, people
they got to pay
don't
for the
appreciate
ingredients,
shit, bro.
all that stuff. But this is the first time I've worked with chefs who get to give me feedback live in real time, as you guys are seeing, about just even bacon fat washing a bourbon or whiskey in this case, and then eventually you guys will get to see our reactions to the finished product. So I'm super excited. Shout out to Jimmy G, aka the Whiskey Rebel.
Well,
Shout
let
out
me
to
just
Mr.
say
Whiskey.
this to you. I think the cool shit about this is that, yeah, okay, cool, we can't afford $22 drinks, but we can't afford to do this ourselves. You can take Jim Beam whiskey, cheap Jim Beam whiskey, and do this.
Go buy $5 worth of bacon.
And do this yourself.
Create some bacon fat. Boom. I already walked you guys through that process in the very beginning of this video. Now Jimmy G's giving his insight and his input.
Right.
And now we're here. And yeah, 100%. And then now we've tripled strain this. And then now we're gonna wait till tomorrow till it comes room temp. Let it sit for a little bit longer. And then now we're gonna make a drink with it. So stay tuned, people. Keep it whiskey. And man, shout out to the chefs.
No, shout out to Trev. Shout out to Jamarcus. Shout out to Stan for taking the footage of it. But yo, we on to something.
We are.
Fun shit.
All day, every day.
Keep it
baby.
whiskey.
Boom.
Appreciate it, man.
My man, thank you so much.